Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you once again for joining Empowerment Network. This is Comfort talking to you from England. And of course, I'm joined today by Mike Ellis and our sister, Robin Noble. Why don't we just use the first minute to shout happy birthday to our sister in the house? Happy birthday, sister Robin. I don't know what's happening to me today, but I'm so happy. I'm excited that we're here this evening. Happy birthday, and thank you for joining, even on a busy day like this one. Welcome.
Thank you, Comfort. It's nice to be here, and it's wonderful to be here with both you and Mike.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's just exciting. I'm very excited having you both. So it's going to be fire in the house. So guys, the topic is very interesting. Mike is here, Robin is here. You all are in the chat. Let's make it happen. Share your perspective, and we are going to take that very, very seriously. So Mike, welcome. And the topic says we are ethical, and of course we are the correction to the corruption. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, no, I absolutely, Comfort. And of course, for me, I can't think of a better way to spend an afternoon than with you and Robin. I mean, two of my favorite people. So this is terrific. Do you want me to get into it right now, Comfort?
Yeah, we just want you to get into it and start saying whatever is in your mind. So go on.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I love the title that you have, Ethics and Correction to the Corruption. And most of the people that are in OnPassive today, the affiliates that are there, you kind of understand what that means. But I think it's really, really critical that you focus on the first one first, and that's ethics, honest, clean, ethical. And if you don't have that, really, life doesn't have the meaning that it should have. And when we start to talk about the affiliates and where we are and where we're going, I know it's a whirlwind right now. Mr. Mufar came on just a couple of days ago and talked about a lot of things. And it's really, really hard to kind of know where you're going unless you can start to focus. Okay. And if you don't have the right focus, you're never going to end up in the right place. And when I start to think about focus, there are a couple of questions that I ask myself, and I'll ask you. You know, when you start to focus on things, do you focus on the things you have, or do you focus on the things you don't have? And believe me, there is a big difference. When you focus on the things you have, you come into the day with a great deal of gratitude. You really do. Because when we sit down and we start to think about what we have, we really have a lot of terrific things in our life today, all of us. And if you're focusing on the things you don't have, the things that you're missing, I can tell you flat out today, it doesn't matter what OnPassive does. It doesn't matter what they do in your life. It will never be enough, because you're always going to be wondering, well, I don't have this, or I don't have this. And there's always something you're not going to have. Believe me, I've lived a pretty long life, and there are things just didn't come into my life, but it's okay. I don't focus on that. I focus on the things that I do have. And when I do that, and here's a really, really good suggestion for everybody. Get up with the sunshine, get up with the sun. And when you get up in gratitude, and then start your day. And then you can start focusing on the things that are really important to you, your family, your community, that kind of thing. But when you start to focus on the things you have, the day is just really, really good. I heard another comment the other day, and it was really, really good. Are you focused on the end, or are you focused on the beginning, right? And when I say that, most people go, well, I'm not sure I know what that means. But I heard this analogy, and it was really, really good. You know, have you ever fallen in love, right? And I think most of us at one time or another, we have. And when you look at the beginning of that, there's just a lot of expectation. There's a lot of gratitude. You will do anything for that individual. and you'll do it gladly. In fact, you're leaping for joy when you get a request to do something for that individual. That's the beginning. But if you look at the end and they ask you the same question, your response is, why are you bothering me? That's the difference between the beginning and the end. And this is so appropriate for OnPassive. When we look at OnPassive, yeah, I've been OnPassive 5.5 years. Some have been in for 6, maybe a little longer. But for me, as I come into the day, OnPassive is always at the beginning. It really is. Yeah, I don't forget about the things that Mr. Mufareh has done up to this point. But because of the structure, because of what Mr. Mufareh is doing, because of everything that's happening with OnPassive, it's always a new beginning. And a really good example of that is what's happening today. What's happening today in an OnPassive? And I think everybody knows this. You can't get into OnPassive right now. You can't get into the OES back office. You can't get into the founders back office. And Mr. Mufareh, now he was going to do this very orderly, but it didn't happen that way. It just went off. And I know a lot of people were just freaking out. I can't get in. Something's going wrong. Something's wrong. And Mr. Mufareh came on a couple of days ago and explained what happened. But OnPassive is down. Okay? Now, you need to live with that. But this is the beginning. This is what's really exciting about OnPassive. When that site went down and I tried to bring it up, I didn't know what was going on. But in the back of my mind, I said, oh yeah. Oh, yeah, big things are happening right now. This isn't going to be down for a couple of hours. OnPassive is going to be down for a few days, maybe 3 or 4. And when you think about that, all of a sudden you start to think about the magnitude of what Mr. Mufareh and his team is doing with the platform, the OES platform and the Founders platform. Now, you can let your imagination run wild, guys, and I recommend that you do. Honest, clean, ethical, in a very, very good way. What are they doing back there? I had a conversation with Dan Street just earlier today. I think it was today. I lose track of time, guys. And he started going over what could be going on back there. All good, all very, very good. Things with the commission structure, things with the products, things with this, things. And he was out of his mind. I just sat back and listened to him. But it was really, really fun. We don't quite know what's going on back there, although Mr. Mufareh has given us little hints. But there's some really, really cool things going in to the OES backup. And what does it mean? See, that's another thing. What does it mean? Are we getting close to the point where the apples start to flow? Everybody likes to hear about that. Are the apples going to flow? Mr. Mufareh, he told us it's not as far away as you think. And most people, when the launch didn't come when they thought it was going to come, oh, it's 6 months to a year out. It's 3 months out. It's 2 months out. It's a long way out. And when you're waiting for something, it's really, really funny. And again, this is focus, 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 focus. When you're waiting for something, all of a sudden a day is a month is a year is an eternity. And when we start to focus on what's going on with OnPassive, stay in the present. Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. When we come into the day, we focus on a lot of different things. We really do. We focus, our mind goes every way. But focus on the present, what's happening right now. And when you understand what OnPassive is doing, you understand that Mr. Mufareh, he's getting this done, period. And then as you start to focus, if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself. Focus will start you in that direction. If you want to change the world, you need to change yourself. And most people, when I say you need to change yourself, they don't quite know where to go. They don't quite know what to do. And it really is incremental. And I'll give you a good example of what change will do to your life if you just start incrementally. And by the way, you can start changing your life by getting up with the sun, as I said, and make your bed. That's a start. That's incremental. Instead of going through the day and going, I should have made my bed this morning, but I was just too lazy. I didn't want to make it. It's the discipline to change your life incrementally, one step at a time. And I'll give you a good example of what will happen if you do that. Okay. Today, again, I'm on with two of my favorite people, Comfort and Robin. Incremental change. If you look at what Comfort has done over the last couple of years and Robin has done over the last couple of years, guys, they didn't start here. Neither one of them started here. They started very incrementally dipping their foot in the water, seeing if it's something that they can do. And as they started to understand, not only can I do this, I can be pretty good at it. And I can tell you this, and neither one of these individuals will say this, Robin and Comfort, they are rising stars, period. That's a fact, guys. If you want to know what a rising star looks like, you need to listen to Comfort. You need to listen to Robin. You need to be wherever they're at. You need to listen to what they have to say and then take the advice, because they're giving advice to edify you. It's what they do. It's what they do every day. So all of us, every one of us, we want to be that rising star. We want to be someplace where people look up to us, where people come to us in confidence, where they come to us for wisdom and knowledge. They come to us for advice on what they should do and what they shouldn't do. This is what OnPassive is all about. What do we do in OnPassive? We change lives. But you have to start with yourself. You want to change the world, change yourself, and focus. Focus will get you so far. And when you start to focus on the right things, your life will change. I'll guarantee it. Absolutely, 100%. I've seen it over and over and over again, not only through my life, but in OnPassive. Marty is a great example of bringing people forward, edifying them, and lifting them up. But Comfort and Robin, they're the best of the best, guys. They are a rising star. If you want to be a rising star, listen to these two ladies. They will set you right and set you free. Comfort, I'll hand it back over to you. Lots of stuff to talk about today, but that's a start.
Sure, thank you. Thanks so much, Mike. So, Robin, Mike makes us look so good this evening. We appreciate that. And of course, I know that, Robin, if you were taking down notes like I was, then I don't need to ask you any question. I just let you go from wherever you want to, given what you've heard Mike say. So, come on, sis.
Thank you, Comfort. Thank you so much. Mike, yes, thank you to you as well. You are... Everybody knows Mike Ellis. You're a very, very special person in OnPassive. And yes, I may have come into OnPassive at the end of December of 2018, but I started listening to you as soon as you put your first video and recordings out there. You have a natural way, and I know we're Admiration Society here at the moment, but it is also justified because, Mike, you had a way of presenting and making things seem so simple and understandable that sometimes with mass confusion. And it wasn't necessarily that what Ash was saying was confusing, it was also how we were interpreting it, because this is something that was brand new coming out here into the world. And while we all, and many people, and many of us say, we resonated with Ash from the start, we may not have fully understood the complexities or the size of what was actually being created. And to be fair to Ash as well, he started with one idea, with one thought, and it has also grown and taken on a life of its own and changed and upscaled and continued in what it is doing and where it's at and becoming today. And again, even further, I'll still stay with the analogy of the tip of the iceberg. We only know, even of that iceberg, what we see, we only know the very, very tip of what is there. And again, to be fair and to be truthful in this aspect of it, Ash doesn't owe us anything more in explanations of what he's doing and how this is happening, because it is his company. The fact that he has embraced all of us and taken us in to share the information in his journey to the best part of what he can, without charging us to pay for salaries or to pay for rents or to pay for purchasing buildings. You know, we're in the relative comfort of building a business with such a genius who's doing it on his dime. We are watching from it. So nobody can be more critical than a backseat driver or somebody sitting in the sidecar of a journey, that sort of thing. But I'm going to stay focused and, you know, positive with this because we've been so blessed to be part of this with Ash. Ethics and ethical. Absolutely. I believe the foundation of OnPassive has been built on that by Ash. And it's been the way of how he has wanted to do it. And it is absolutely incredible that it is helping to bring out our own internal, natural way of doing things and being. The definition is ethics means and is defined as relating to moral principles. When you actually use that in business, the moral principles, policies, and values that govern the way companies and individuals engage in business activities. So from the words of what we've heard Ash say from the very beginning, he is ethical. He is showing the world what is ethical and what ethics means. So again, something to be profoundly grateful for and proud of when we stand and talk about OnPassive. And for many at the moment, we're not talking about OnPassive with others, and that's fine. And this period of, quote, waiting is not a bad thing. It's not that we are waiting because something bad has happened. We are taking opportunities like this. We're able to have a few more wonderful webinars and lives that are helping to explain even further for those who may have not been engaged from the very beginning, but who have started to see things and hear things and watch the ripple effect starting to flow out, and they're starting to learn more now. So big things are happening. When I saw that we couldn't log into the website, instead of panicking, I immediately went into gratitude, saying thank you to the OTech and to the teams. Thank you to the tech teams. Thank you to all those department heads and everybody else who's working on the project of OnPassive, on this huge company. Because every time something has, quote, happened, or sometimes there has been a silence from somewhere, or we've not been able to go into the back office, it's because something bigger has come out of it. So I don't believe there's any reason to be concerned about this at all, and anytime, even in the near future, because this is still going to have upgrades. It's still going to be upscaling and you know, rebalancing and finding its leverage before it moves into the next section. This could take a couple of days. So if the system is up and down, please do not panic. You don't need to contact Marty. You don't need to contact Chris. You don't need to contact any of your other leaders that you follow and trust and listen to. And you do not need to contact support. Rest assured, the company knows exactly what's going on. Remember that our faith can move mountains, but our doubt can also create them. So this is a perfect time of reflecting on ourselves, our own feelings and our own abilities. And in actual fact, when things are falling apart, look at it the other way, the glass full as well, that they may actually be falling into place. These are wonderful opportunities to be aware of just what we are going through personally, as well as our thoughts towards what the company and OnPassive and the future could be like. You cannot change people, so don't drive yourself crazy trying to. People are engaging. They're doing what they can, what they want to at this point. We know there will be an avalanche of interest and people jumping out as soon as they start to see commissions in the back office, or as soon as they start to hear that commissions and other products are available. So instead of trying to change other people, just deal with change the way with how we deal with it. And then either get involved or just leave them alone and walk away from it. We don't have to engage in situations like that. Comfort, I'll go back to you because I think this is going to go back and forth a little bit and we're going to have fun today.
Yeah, sure, definitely, yeah. So I think both of you are just saying the same because I think this is one of the days we've used focus in the last 5 minutes, like I can't count how many times. I think there's so much hidden behind this word. So guys, let's know what you think. Mike has been on focus. When you focus in the right direction, it ends you up in the right place, focusing on what you have, and it gives you the attitude of gratitude and all of those. Robin says internal. This is interesting too. I think I'm happy you both are touching on the website, because since last evening I clicked, I thought it was my internet. I clicked again, I said, oh, this looks like good news. I'm gone. I'll just wait. When it's ready, we'll know. You know, so but Robin talks about our Ash doing his own things. He has internal methods, doing things their own way, and all of those. I'm just trying to go back to the fact that Ash is ethical. Ash is trying to correct the corruption, and he is unique and stuff like that. So maybe, Mike, I know you have a lot to say, but if you can keep on clarifying on this, because we have new people who joined lately, people who are passing by, they just need to know what we're talking to get an idea. Maybe they get interested too.
Give them a download on what's coming, Comfort. Is that what you're asking for?
Yeah, I'm just talking about, you know, the uniqueness of OnPassive, the fact that OnPassive is different, you know, because we lay emphasis on ethics and we try to do things differently and all of those.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, honest, clean, and ethical. It's something that you're not going to find in the business world, period. I've been in it quite a while. So is Comfort. So has Robin. You're not going to find honest, clean, and ethical. And it's not that people don't try to do that. It's just that the truth gets in the way. And sometimes that's not where they want to be. They want to get things done. You know, when you look at Ash Mufareh, he is so transparent. And I know sometimes it's hard to understand what Ash is sharing with us, but he really is very, very transparent. And he's going to tell you exactly what's coming. He might not give you an exact date, but he'll tell you exactly what's coming. When you look at OnPassive, when you look at the structure of OnPassive, it is unique. It's never been done before. It's never been done in business. It's never been done anywhere. And what OnPassive does for the new people that are here, and most people have heard me say this 100 times, OnPassive is going to go to work for you. Okay. They're going to come in, they're going to drive traffic. That's getting eyes in front of the products of OnPassive. They're going to give you your own shop online. Those products are going to be on your shop. As OnPassive brings people in, they look at the products on your shop. They're going to come in, they're going to love the products. Why? Because the products are better than anything out there. They're cutting edge technology. They're superior at a lower price point. So as they come in, they're going to buy the products. OnPassive is doing all of this. They're managing all of this. And as customers come in to your shop, look at the products, buy the products, you make a commission. That's what OnPassive does. Now, I said that very, very quickly. You will not find that anyplace, anywhere, period. It is the uniqueness that Mr. Mufareh put forward for all of us. They're going to go to work for each and every one of us. Now, that's what they're going to be doing for everybody. But I want to talk about some things that Ash Mufareh talked about just a couple of days ago. And he was very quick on a lot of things. And some of the things he said, if you weren't listening closely, you didn't quite understand what he was saying. And I want to talk about the commissions. I want to talk about the apples. I want to talk about the money. Everybody loves to talk about that. And initially, when I started explaining OnPassive, I talked about OnPassive as you would come in, you would pay twice, and you would never go out of pocket again. I think everybody remembers that. You'll pay twice and you'll never go out of pocket again. And Mr. Mufareh came on and he said, that's not exactly what I said. And it didn't surprise me because I miss things too. And really what he was getting at, yeah, when you come into OnPassive, you have to start the engine. You have to buy OCONNECT. If you want OnPassive to go to work for you, you have to buy OCONNECT. So the 2 payment thing is out. But really, the 1 payment thing is out too. You're not paying twice anymore. As you come into OnPassive to start the engine, to get OnPassive to go to work for you, to do all the things that I talked about, you have to come in and buy OCONNECT. But here's what Crazy Ash did. He came in and said, well, you know, I really want to help you guys out. So, okay, yeah, you're going to have to pay for OnPassive and the engine will start. But the first sale that goes into your organization, I'm going to give you 100% commission. Well, what does that mean? It means you're not paying anything. As you come into OnPassive and OnPassive starts putting sales in your organization, you're not out of pocket anything. So you've come into OnPassive, you're in the black right away. And then as OnPassive continues to put sales in your organization, you make commissions off of that. I have never really explained it in those. I kind of have, but when Ash talked about it the other day, it just struck me. Well, this is really, really simple. Yeah, you're going to start the engine by buying OCONNECT. I don't care what the cost is. I don't care if it's $25. I don't care if it's $500. I don't care. Because as you come in and OnPassive puts a sales in your organization, whatever it is, you're getting it back. It could be 10 grand. Now, that's a little steep. I don't know if I could come up with 10 grand right away. I'd find a way to do it. But again, if you put 10 grand in, you're getting that 10 grand back with one sale. So it's really, really unique. Now, here's where it gets really, really interesting. And you cut me off if I go too long, Comfort. The numbers get me very, very excited. I love to look at them. But here's where it gets really, really interesting. We know with OCONNECT, we're going to get about 25% commission every time a sale goes into your organization after the first one. First one's 100%. That's OCONNECT. Okay. We also know that very shortly after OCONNECT is released to the world, probably 4 other products will come right behind it. Now, I have a pretty good idea what those 4 products are going to be. It's really, really important for you to understand the market size that we have. Why? Because it affects everybody in OnPassive. It affects the amount of money that will come into your organization. It will affect the number of sales Mr. Mufareh can put underneath you. Our market cap, this is an annual market cap, the amount of revenue coming in with these 5 products, starting with OCONNECT and then the next 4 products. It's a little less than $1 trillion. That's 4 products, guys. They're going to be released very, very quickly. OnPassive is going to be putting sales in your organization for all of those products. And all of a sudden, if you came into OnPassive and let's say that the first month you made $100 and 4 more products come right behind it. Well, the second month, really good. Chances are you're going to turn that 100 into 500. Okay. So it gets very, very exciting when you start looking at the numbers. One last thing, and I'll turn it back to you, Comfort, and Robin can chime in, or you can. What happens if the first go around with OCONNECT, the money that's come into OnPassive that Mr. Mufareh is going to distribute to everybody? What happens if you came in very, very late and no money hits your account? Okay. And I know that's going to happen with some people, and they're going to go, well, what just happened? Pay twice, never have to go out of pocket again. Again, Mr. Mufareh explained that pretty well last time. There's a chance that the first go around, and it's a small go around, guys, there might not be any money in your account. So what do you have to do? You might have to pay for OCONNECT a second time. Now, here's what Mr. Mufareh has done. He's putting together packages that people can afford. So the lowest priced OCONNECT, it's going to be very, very affordable. And then obviously, I think there'll be 2 or 3 other packages that are much more than that. But he's giving you a way forward, even if you don't make any money that first go around, to keep OnPassive working for you with the understanding that OCONNECT, it's going to explode. It hasn't exploded yet, guys. The first go around, very, very tiny. It will explode. And then the 4 other products, again, superior products at a lower price point, they will explode. The sales will start to land in your organization over time. And I don't think it's going to take that long. So don't freak out if you're one of the individuals that look in your back office that first go around, you don't have anything. That could happen. If that happened to me, I would be absolutely fine. I would pay for the second time. I would tell Ash Mufareh, keep working, Ash, keep working for me, because I know the size of the market. This is monthly, a little less than $1 trillion. How much of that market is OnPassive going to capture? I'll leave that to your imagination. I've got a pretty good number in my mind. And it's not a small number. And with that happening, what is that going to do to your life? And over time, you will get to that place where finances, they're just an afterthought, because you're going to get to the place where you're making more than you ever thought you were going to. I'll have more to say about that in a little bit, but I'll turn it back to you, Comfort. Maybe I went off in areas you didn't want to go, but
no.
that's the way it is. Go ahead, Comfort.
It's all right. It's all right, Mike. I think we can discuss this a tiny bit. Then when we conclude, maybe we'll go back to our topic again, which is, this is important because, like I said, a lot of people are stopping here. Sometimes when somebody comments, you can tell from their comments that they are new, so they need to hear this and understand. So, Robin, since Mike mentioned about the packages, and given that some packages might be small, you will not make it that big from the beginning. It brought to mind this thing that Collins and myself have discussed this here with Andy a few times, that OnPassive is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Even though we understand that it's a massive company, we are going to grow to far and wide heights and all of those, but then it doesn't happen within 24 hours. Could you shed a bit of light on that, Robin? Maybe Mike would chime in after you. I don't know.
Well, but before she does that, Comfort, I love coming on with Robin because she always cleans up my mess. So have at it, Robin.
Well, there's no mess to clean up. I absolutely agree with what Mike has said, 100%. And I believe that the first sightings that we see in our back office, in the wallet, in the OWallet tabs, I believe are going to be the lowest amounts that we will ever see. So this is where I too can fully understand and strongly suggest staying centered, staying focused on the larger picture of all of this. Again, let's bring it back to people having choices. Life is all about choices. You chose to join OnPassive. You chose to tell other people about OnPassive. You chose not to tell other people about Passive. Somebody else told lots of people about OnPassive. And in turn, they may have a different structure of what commissions will be returning to them. But we were told, and Mike said this just a few moments ago, the first sale was 100%, and we know that the first direct, and then the sales directly to our account is 25%. There is still more that we've not been told about yet. All right? There is still those, we haven't even touched on the possibilities, the amounts, the incredible vision of this man who has created this. Remember, Ash was in network marketing. He knows about the MLM industry. He knows how badly people have been treated. He knows the amounts that companies have kept, how affiliates have not been paid, how affiliates have received the short end of the stick. You're dealing with a man who knows the industry. You're dealing with a man, as our CEO, who knows how to build products of value that work. We're going to be able to purchase, with commissions available, leads, traffic. We're going to have options of purchasing products of better quality, better value than some of what's on the market already. And even if we don't know what they are, the mere fact that Ash is working already 5 years ahead of what is currently on the market for most of the products, you cannot reasonably think that it's going to be inferior to what's out there. So as far as I'm concerned, I am quite calm, quite relaxed about all of this. And it's the same 24 hours in a day. Each hour has the same 60 seconds. 60 minutes, and each minute has the same 60 seconds. Whether you are busy in a life, whether you are active on OnPassive, or whether you are sitting by the sidelines waiting for OnPassive, or whether you're just waiting for life, it's the same time period. It's how we choose it. So really all we can do in all of this is monitor our own way of behaving and coming through all of this. And for some, it's not easy. Life has thrown many, many, many curveballs to a lot of people and to a lot of those same people who are in OnPassive. But there are also different levels of how people joined OnPassive. And by levels, I mean the following. There are some people who came into OnPassive because they heard it will be done for you. We will get commissions, we will be looked after. Other people came into OnPassive immediately seeing and understanding the vision and the mission and the goals of OnPassive to take this to humanitarian levels and business purposes. And some of these people are still employed. So they're not even, many of them are not yet even as involved in what OnPassive is doing because they are not focused on the finances of it. They already have finances. And there are other people who are seeing this purely from business perspectives. I can get out there and I can market this and I can get other people involved in this and create more organizations. Now, there's no right or wrong way as to how people came in and did this. We could go into a totally different webinar and line of discussion about certain ethical aspects of what was done. But in terms of how people joined through their own choices and their own reasoning for joining, that is something that nobody can judge. Nobody can decide what was wrong or what was right to do. So, as Mike says, there are going to be products coming out quite quickly that are going to fit together synergistically, that are going to come together as part of maybe a business model, a smaller business package, or a conversation, or a creative package. He's going to pull different elements of what he has and knows easily ready to be able to show to us that we can then purchase if that's the way we want to go. The other thing too is just quickly is if you haven't purchased OCONNECT at this point, with this upscaling, with this reconnecting and upgrading of the systems currently right now that are going on, when it comes back up, we're still going to be possibly testing 1 or 2 financial platforms. Now, as Ash said the other day, there will be windows, not publicized windows, but windows that if you're checking your account because you've not yet paid for OCONNECT, you will have that opportunity to purchase. So what does that mean? It means that you, if you still haven't purchased, will be part of this first round of payouts. Now, there's no pressure in this because if you don't make it in on this time, you're definitely going to be included in the next one. And it's not going to take that long before that next series of payouts are going to occur. Again, these are choices. Some people have said, you know what, I am not purchasing anything at all until I see and hear that people have received and have withdrawn and have it in their accounts. You know what, that's fine. But on the flip side of that same coin, you cannot then complain that you didn't get, or why didn't you receive? All right? So this is where the action that we have to take is our responsibility, but it's also our choice. I'm winding myself up there. Take it away, Comforter, Mike.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Robin. Mike, you seem to be ready. So come on, you have the mic.
Yeah. No, I'm always ready after I listen to Robin. Start your engine. Start your engine. If you have not, if you are an affiliate and you didn't have the opportunity to buy OCONNECT because it was crypto and you didn't want to do crypto, Robin's 100% correct. There will be windows as the OES platform comes back on where you'll be able to go in and use a credit card. Okay. I have one account that I did not pay for, and I did it specifically for this reason, to watch the progress of OnPassive. And I will start the engine of that account when I can, and I'll check the site as it comes out. I'll check the payment. I'll see, and when I can pay, I will pay. So start your engine. I don't have any caveat to that. Start your engine. You want OnPassive to go to work for you? Buy OCONNECT. We've already told you you get 100% back, guys. Go ahead and start your engine. I don't talk about the second, third, or fourth. Let's get in on this first time. Start your engine and watch what happens. It's going to be phenomenal. I want to talk about a couple of things Ash said the other day. He said there are drastic changes that we're doing within OnPassive. Okay. Now, when people hear that, there's a little bit of a panic there. Whoa, drastic changes, this has got to take 6 months to a year. No. Ash Mufareh said, we didn't start yesterday. These things have been happening. And he is going to tell us a story of these changes he's made in time. And basically, he's getting back to his roots. As Robin talked about, his roots is this industry. He knows the industry. He knows the people in the industry. He knows our wants, our needs, our desires. That's how good he is. And it's important to know that if you're going to build this big of a company. But when I think about drastic measures that he's taking, the model of OnPassive, it's not that the model is going to change. The model just got simpler to negotiate and understand. And it's really, really important. Ash told us years ago that he wanted OnPassive to be so simple that his grandmother could do it. Now, his grandmother's pretty sharp, so I'm not. But I can do it, so you can do it. And when I think about that, the drastic changes, I garden. Now, you wouldn't know that by looking at me, but I garden. And I went out the other day, and the crop's coming up really, really good. But guess what else is happening? The weeds are coming up, and they're coming up thick. So I went out the other day, and I weeded for about 4 or 5 hours. And then today when I went out, it just looked spectacular. This is what Ash Mufareh is doing. He's gardening. He's weeding the plot, and he's doing what's necessary to have an abundant harvest as we move forward. It's not hard to understand. And Ash has been doing this for some time. And that's when Mr. Mufareh tells us, guys, don't worry. We're closer than you think. It is soon. He didn't start weeding just today. He's been doing this for a while. So as we look at OnPassive, as we look at the drastic changes, as we look at the structure of OnPassive and what's going to be coming at us, we're all going to be able to go into the OES back office. And I believe you're just going to go, wow, I didn't think it could be that simple. And then as far as, OnPassive is a very, very complicated business, guys. It's never going to be anything but that. But Mr. Mufareh makes it very, very easy for us to understand what's going on, what he's doing, and how it's going to affect our life. And I can tell you, and again, I'll use Comfort and Robin as an example, okay? They think they know what's coming. And they're shaking their head. Yeah, I know what's coming. I know what's coming. They don't. There are, and I have to be careful here. I know that. There are things that are going to happen in their lives. They had no idea, and this is soon. They had no idea what was going to happen. This is soon. Why do I tell you that? Because what's happening in their lives is a reflection of what's going to be happening in your life. That is OnPassive. And Mr. Mufareh, he told us this the other day. I know it's been a little inconvenient for you all, so I'm going to sweeten the pot. Well, I can tell you flat out, the pot's sweet enough. He doesn't need to do that. But that is the heart of Ash Mufareh. That is the heart of OnPassive. It is what he does. He is concerned about you. He wants you to succeed, and the structure that he's put together will guarantee that success over time. Comfort, go ahead. I don't know how long we're going to go. We could be here for 3 hours and we'd still have stuff to say. Go ahead, Comfort.
It's Robin's birthday and she's been speaking since morning. I'm not sure how long she can still go. However,
and today is Robin's birthday, isn't it, Comfort?
Yes, it is.
Happy birthday, Robin.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh my God! All right, we started with that. I'm happy it's coming back now, so that people who are joining now, in case you did not know, it's our sister Robin's birthday today. So happy birthday again, sis. So sorry that we're overworking you this day when you're supposed to just be lying there and doing whatever you want to do. So so somebody said earlier on, I was trying to pull about that comment, but I didn't see it, that they joined OnPassive because of this topic of today, ethics, and of course the correction to the corruption. So earlier on, Mike and Robin, I was trying to share something with you that I read the other day. I don't know if that's something you can unpack for us too. If not, you just pass and we move on as usual. So Robin, I read this article which says that one of the giants in the house, we're not always interested in calling names. One of the giants in the house is in the IT company or industry is being dragged to court because they're being kind of unethical, they're being greedy, taking over like the whole market, monopolizing the market, the art market. So placing their art in such a way that competitors will not have a share of it. So they're being dragged to court. So with this, given that we always hear Ash say, we are not interested of taking the whole market, we just want a little portion of the market cap and we will be fine. So does this count as him being ethical, as him trying to correct the corruption? Robin, you may go first, please, if you don't mind.
From my perspective, there's a lot in the business world that's going to be changing as a result of what OnPassive is doing. And when the truth about how OnPassive really, really is functioning and producing and creating, I believe there are going to be some huge shocks going through the business industries globally. I really do. I think CEOs, look, it's already started, and you cannot look at businesses in certain areas and certain divisions of business and not already start to see signs that things have started to shift and change in a positive way. But the pendulum hasn't even gone full swing to one way or the other. I'm not going to say it because of the political implications at the moment that are running around everywhere, but the pendulum has not yet reached its full side swing. But you see it in some companies where some of the CEOs think or talk a little bit like Ash. And I'm out there in different meetings and webinars and business groups and things like that for my own growth. And I did this long before OnPassive as well. I'm a learner. I find it interesting to listen and to hear what is happening and what's going on in the world and around the world. But when you start to see companies adding charity options into their plan, when you start to see options of being able to make donations through their websites or through affiliates or through their organizations, you know that this is being done. Now, is it being done ethically? Is it being done from the heart in the way Ash is doing it? Or is it being done to gain market share and increase their vision, public image in their own minds and hearts, and to show other people, yes, look, we're good and we're doing it? Again, I think this is something that's going to be, the truth of all of this is going to rise to the surface, and the real companies with integrity are going to survive and are going to be companies that we will ultimately be working with or getting to know more about. And who knows, they will be brought into OnPassive, they'll be using our products, and vice versa. But this is where I think a lot of companies have seen the trend of needing to become involved in charitable causes or world events or something in doing this. Now, are they doing it full dollar to dollar as it's been indicated that OnPassive is going to do through OBless? I don't believe so. Yeah, I know. I've just seen that pop up. I'm sorry. But these are the sort of things that we will be watching at and watching as we move forward. And people who are in business, who are in OnPassive, will also be seeing the changes that are going out there in the marketplaces. I think with regards to Ash and what he has always said, and this was also something that attracted me from the very beginning, was the fact that he never indicated that he, through OnPassive, ever wanted to overpower other companies. Through sheer value, through sheer quality of the products, through word of mouth, people will see of their own accord whether or not they wish to join us or not and be part of what OnPassive has to offer. There are some good products that have helped through different situations up to this point. COVID, we needed a platform to be able to communicate. It was there. It did very well. It overcharged people. It abused in certain cases. So, this is where, when people start to see the prices for OnPassive's products, when people start to see the quality, what the packages encompass, then I think it's going to be fairly easy for some of these companies and some of these individuals to automatically want to shift across to OnPassive, the company with heart, the company with ethics, and focusing on helping everybody, but also with true humanitarian opportunities and aspects of being able to help and assist. May I just address the fact that people are saying in the comments just that they cannot get to their links, so they cannot do it. No, you cannot, and you probably will not be able to for the next few days, because the OES is being worked on. Ash told us this yesterday. When he came forward, he was explaining that the website is being supported and being worked on. Nothing to worry about. So please, let's put all of this about not being able to get into the website, not being able to access our links. None of those will work because they're working on this for us. So that is the good news. And I think we should all just be positively patient and let them do what they're doing best. I know I am excited about what's going to come, and I certainly don't want to rush it any more than how they can do it step by step.
All right. Sure. Thank you. Thanks so much. And Mike, where do you want to go from here now?
Just a couple of things. Yeah, just a couple of things, right. Comfort. Robin was spot on when she talked about businesses, what they're doing, that kind of stuff. What Ash Mufareh knew and knows today is the system itself was set up for people to lose. Period. We're talking about ethics. This is the heart of Mr. Mufareh. This is the heart of OnPassive. The system that, and I worked in this system for 15 years. Marty worked probably 20 years. We've been working this system a very, very long time. The system is made for you to lose, period. And when you start to think about Mr. Mufareh and what he's done, that was the whole impetus between everything that he's done. He's put a system together where you can win. If you'll engage, if you'll do the things that Mr. Mufareh asks you to do, you will win. And over time, you are going to get to that place where you have that financial freedom. You have true liberty and freedom. That's where we all want to be. And the nice thing about where we're at today, we're really, really close. So when I think about OnPassive, it is so unique. It is so rare. When I look at there are things I could say about what's going in the world today, and I won't, guys, because I'll get Comfort in trouble. There are things that are going on that would just stun you, and they're not good things. That is not Ash Mufareh. Everything that Ash Mufareh brings to the table is here to help you. It's here to get you to that place where you want to be. And I know that's where Comfort wants you. I know that's where Robin wants you. It's where Marty DeGarmo wants you. He's on. I see him on the bottom right now. Ash wants you to be happy. He really does. And that's a really, really good place to be. OnPassive is the vehicle that will get you there most of the way. You still have work to do. Each and every one of you still have work to do. Robin talked about this time of that we have to be patient. Work on yourself. Robin talked about her being a learner. She loves to learn things. That's a really, really good thing. Everybody here, read, listen to people, get those little gray cells in your mind working. When you do that, focus. Everything becomes focused. That's a really, really good thing. And then you kind of find your lane, where you want to be and what you want to do, as Comfort has, as Robin has. This is OnPassive, guys. It's all good, all good. And you're not going to find that mindset that they had out there before Ash came in. We'll just get these guys in there that we know they're going to lose, but that's okay, because we're going to take their money before they do it, and then we'll go on vacation. That's not OnPassive. We want everybody to go on vacation. Comfort, back to you. We're probably over time, but That's what you get for inviting both
sure.
of us.
Sure. I know we can go on and on and on. Everybody's happy and they're contributing. So it's just very interesting. Any quick last remark, Robin?
Yes, I would like to say thank you to everybody for the birthday wishes today. You've all been very kind, very generous, incredibly supportive and full of love. I also want to say thank you for the prayers that you've been sending me these past few months to myself and to my sister to help me with my health issues that unfortunately are still ongoing, but I appreciate them. And I'm taking this as an opportunity to say thank you because it's my birthday and I can say something that I want to say here too, other than OnPassive, because OnPassive does take over for all of us in so many ways because of where we are excited or, you know, getting forward with and moving forward with everything. I appreciate and I live in gratitude. I am thankful for OnPassive, for Ash, for everything that's been done and built for us. I also believe in kindness. These are the sort of things that we can work on while we are in this holding mode for the time being, because this isn't going to be for long. And these qualities help to bring us and also to elevate our own energies, but also to help make things easier and better in the world. The world is a mess. There's no two ways about it. It's very sad, but through the flooding of love and prayers and kindness that has already been happening, we have already opened up some of those huge hotspots to let it flow in so that the healing can start. And the new energies have started. They really started way back when OnPassive first started in a larger way than what was already happening. So the magnification of what was going on in the world has happened because of OnPassive, because of the people believing in prayer, because of people wanting to see the humanitarian side of this and being part of a company with a CEO with heart. So I will just end by saying it is love, in my opinion, it is love that will overcome the world. And it is love, again, in my opinion, that will unite humanity. Comfort, thank you so much for inviting me to be on here with Mike. Mike, I just adore you. You know that. I think you're amazing, and I will do this anytime, any day, to be able to have conversations with both of you. So thank you for including me today.
You know it's mutual, Robin.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you so much, Sisu. Thank you.
Thanks,
so,
Comfort.
Mike, any closing remark from your end? Thanks.
I'm going to let you finish it up. I'll say one thing, Comfort. Always be at the beginning, because the beginning is where the excitement is. And with OnPassive, because Ash is always bringing stuff out, it's always the beginning. So always be at that beginning part. It's just a great place to be. Don't ever leave it. Comfort, finish her out.
Wow, thank you. Thanks so much, Mike. That's big. I really liked that, and I'm happy you brought it back again. And of course, I will just close to by adding, borrowing from what Robin said earlier on. We just need to focus at the OES back office, because we are fine, like Oliver would say, and those who are wavering, Robin says, our faith can move mountains, but doubts can also create these same mountains. So choose wisely. I'll choose faith because I have an idea what is coming our way. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Robin, and see you again soon, guys. Yeah, before we go, yeah, Chris has been a very good boy today. Good job. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
See y'all later.
Bye.